Hey, how's it going? In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at my fly rig for the NAMM show 2023. Real quick, so if you're new to this channel, my name is Colin Littlejohn. I am a session guitarist, songwriter, absolute gear lover, repair technician, and I'm here sharing my journey with you here on YouTube. I absolutely love demoing gear, specifically guitar pedals, and recently, in one of the last videos of 2022, I unboxed my Outtakes FX3. And since then, I have spent a significant amount of time learning just the Fractal universe. And as I was preparing for 2023 and some fly dates that I have this year, way early in the channel, a couple years ago, we built a fly rig pedal board. I love that pedal board. I have used it really since I built it anytime I'm playing outside of my studio, which most of my job, I'm here in the studio songwriting, recording, and my big pedal board has lived under my desk, always set up, ready to go. You know, I've got the wall of amps behind me, drag one out, mic up a cab in a separate room. But for fly dates, I'm still kind of relying on a backline amp. That could be anything. It could be totally different from what is listed as options, or it could be different from even the option that I chose when we actually show up for load-in. And to combat that, and since getting into the Fractal universe with the Outtakes FX3, I decided to pick up an FM3. And this is an absolutely killer fly rig. I am a traditional pedal board into a single channel amp that's pretty clean, near edge of breakup sound. And this allows me to still do all the things that I want to do. And as we'll get into here in a minute, when I have it used with my FC 6-foot controller and my Fractal expression pedal, I'm really using it like I traditionally use a pedal board into an amp, but it's significantly smaller, and it's going to be extremely more consistent. And to be honest, since I've got the Fractal, I haven't mic'd up an amp. And this year, I've done about 70 songs, and none of them have been miking up an amp. For me, that's huge. I've not been a modeler person at all. That's not really even been on my board as far as I go. In that area is, you know, like modulation, some of the Strymon stuff, but I've never done, you know, pedal board amp anything even. And so to go to fully Fractal, where everything's being, you know, run by the FM3, pedals, amps, everything, it has made life extremely simple, and I get all the versatility and all the things that make me feel at home with a traditional pedal board. Let's dive into the setup now. So this is not a small pedal board by any means. It is fairly wide, having the FC6, the FM3, and the Fractal EV1, which is their larger expression pedal. I don't have it on any board, any actual like pedal board mounted to anything, because it is much easier to pack I would love to get away with just a single FM3 and an expression that would be even tighter and more compact. But I have the space to be able to just throw an FC6 into my backpack. One of the amazing things about the Fractal products is they use FastLink as their connector. So this FC6 is powered and communicates to the FM3 with a single XLR cable. It makes it extremely efficient for setup, and I have a single page here. I'm not flipping through any pages to get to anything for this specific gig. Other gigs, I think I could get away with just the FM3 and the EV1 expression. This setup is often referred to as the OMG9, having an FM3 and an FC6. There's actually a factory preset setting that pairs incredibly well. If this is the first time, it's what I used for the first several weeks after I got my FM3 and FC6 just to get around. You can access most things that you want to access as soon as you do the simple process of installing the OMG9 setup. I opted to not want to change pages. That is something that you have to do in the OMG9 setup. So this is really just custom for exactly this gig and meets all my needs. And it's amazing to have everything that I want right under my foot. So let's go through the way I have my setup for this specific gig, NAMM 2023. I'm super stoked about. So I'm playing this with my trio, and we're covering, you know, a decent amount of ground. We're not just playing straight up blues. We're doing some more fusion stuff from the album. So the way I have this set up is my FC6 is essentially my pedal board. So it's got all the effects like drive, delay, reverb, harmonic trim, pitch, and a Leslie. And then the FM3 has my clean channel, rhythm channel, and lead channel. It's also got tap tempo for the delay. And then because of the press and hold features on each one of these foot switches, there's a second function underneath what it displays on the screen. So under the tap tempo, I've got my tuner. If I press and hold the rhythm, I'll go to my lead sound, and then I can go back to my clean. Under the clean is a more utility master layout. The fun ones are like under the harmonic trim, I've got a preamp boost for each channel, and it changes depending on what amp I have for each channel. I've got the pitch block is kind of fun, and then the Leslie, if I press and hold, it's changing, going between a slow speed and a fast speed, which in my opinion is a necessity if you're going to use a Leslie sound. Being able to change, ramp up, ramp down the speed, there's a lot of emotion there, and something I really rely on. So let's listen to some of the sounds. I'm using my James Tyler Studio Elite Burning Water, and the cool thing is, you know, I've got 3 different amp sounds, and I've never been a channel switching amp guy. This is brand new territory for me. But not only do I have 3 different channels, I've got just one drive that does everything I need for each channel. But then I've also got a, like I said, preamp boost that's different and it's kind of tailored to each amp. And then on the James Tyler, we've got this variable mid boost. It's not at all like the Fender Clapton boost. You can go back and look at my video demoing this guitar. You can see it is a extremely functional boost that gets you some hi-fi sounds, buffered sounds, and can do a really smooth, kind of dark mid boost sound as well. So I've got all these different layers, probably more than I need for sure. But this makes me always feel like I'm never topped out. I'm never maxed out on gain. I'm never maxed out on boost. I've always got somewhere to go if I need it. And that's really all I'm worried about. I don't want to be in a position to where I feel like we need to take things up a notch, less so in volume, but more so in saturation, kind of front end boosting. And to know that I've got all these different combinations that are really, quickly accessible makes me feel extremely comfortable. So let's go through the amps real quick. For the clean amp, I'm using a Custom Audio Electronics 3 Plus preamp. It's not crystal clear, but you know, it's not necessarily on the edge of breakup either. Here's the neck pickup. So we've got that level there. Let's quickly hear it with the preamp boost. Really adds some brightness, which is extremely useful when using something like a drop pedal, or I've got the pitch block here to cover some baritone songs. That tends to darken up the tone, so adding a little bit of a boost, a little brightness there is really helpful. For my rhythm sound, I'm using a Trainwreck style amp into the same cabs. I'm not changing the cabs for any of the 3 amps. That's kind of my happy place right there. I can get it kind of crystal clear, especially using the Tyler preamp. It's got enough to kind of dig into. Quickly, I won't even spend very much time on this channel for the NAMM set, but I've got my lead sound here, which is a Mark II C++. Let's make sure we have, yeah. Not a huge difference between the lead and rhythm sound. Let's go back to the rhythm, hear the preamp boost. You know, it just adds a little oomph. That's as much gain as I need for sure. You know, and then I've also got a drive pedal. If we go back to the clean sound. Hear it on the rhythm sound. And then on the lead. You know, that's more straight up rock and roll there. And then, you know, some of the effects, I've got like the halo delay, it's the Aurora delay, and the expression pedal is controlling the amount of delay and reverb, and I might have both on. I actually have them in parallel instead of series, which is something, again, that I love about the Fractal stuff. I love having delay and reverb. Parallel, series is straight up traditional and how I've run it really my whole life, but always wanting to have it, but didn't want to have a whole big mixer on my pedal board. This makes it super simple, and I have it to where, all the way heel down, subtle, but then all the way toe up, pretty wet. It's a nice thing to just be able to lean into how wet the sound is, or back off. The Leslie sounds really, really good. Just have a little reverb on. And I love the ramp up and ramp down, how finely you can tune each block in the Fractal is really amazing. I'm not trying to sell this to you by any means or convert you. I can only share that, in my opinion, I've had the best tones I've ever gotten since entering into the Fractal universe. And again, like I said, at the end of the day, my job is playing guitar for people and writing and recording songs. And I haven't mic'd an amp since I really was able to get my FX3 and dive into it. I was immediately putting it to work, and it is unbelievable. The harmonic trim, going back to the effects here. It's, univibe territory. The beautiful thing about harmonic trim is I feel like it's a step in the more straightforward sound direction. The univibe can get really amazing and super intense and super psychedelic. Sometimes it can be hard to play and a little distracting from the song. And so harmonic trim is something that you can use that I've found that stays a little more out of the way, but gives you that same feeling, that super chewy. The drop being able to go down. I'll put the Leslie on for this, and we'll make sure we have that preamp boost. At the end of the day, I haven't had this much fun with gear in a really, really long time. And as soon, as music becomes too much like work, as it feels more like a job, I find that I've got to find the fun again, because that's why we do it. And even if it is your livelihood, like it is for me, I don't want to pretend like music isn't fun or playing guitar isn't my favorite thing in the world. And so pieces of gear like this, I mean, can be extremely inspirational. You might be somebody who could not imagine having fun playing with a modeler. And that's totally valid. Do what makes you happy, you know? And for me, this has made me extremely happy. I'm excited to debut the setup. I mean, it's my first experience going to be traveling with this. Is going to be, you know, for the NAMM show in 2023. So if you're going to be there, it's coming about a week away now. We're playing it Friday night at the Rinkus Hines stage. We would love to see you there. I hope you enjoyed this video going through my new fly rig with the FM3 and going through my NAMM 2023 preset here and some of the sounds I'm getting for that. Let me know down in the comments below if you have recently converted or acquired a modeler of any sort, whether it's a Kemper, a Head Rush, Neural DSP, a Helix, or if you've joined the kind of Fractal community and kind of bought into one of their products. Let me know what your experience was going from traditional pedal board, mic and an amp setup to a modeler. Having everything this compact seems a little too good to be true, but I'm really, like I said, having so much fun getting the sounds that I'm getting. I hope to see you there at the NAMM show. There'll be plenty of content from NAMM that we'll be putting up on the channel. Until next time, I've been Colin. All right, so going through my new fly rig, my NAMM 22. Hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? In one of my most recent videos, all right, so if you, I'm a gear nerd lover. Okay. In today's video, we're going to be looking this is sometimes referred to as the OMG 15 setup. I hope you enjoyed this video. A preamp boost, so it was on. Here's okay, and so let's go through the way I have. There's been a little more. Okay, we're not going to go down there.